arrived in the country. Vaccination program starts on January 27. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina will inaugurate. Bangladesh Travel Agency Registration and Control Amendment Bill 2021 passed in the Parliament. Election campaign for Chattogram City Corporation ends at midnight today. Government in no way will interfere in elections, says Obaidul Qadir. BNP cheats on people by making misleading statements on different issues, including corona vaccine, comments Information Minister Hassan Mahmood. 4 people, including President of Brazil's Palmas Football Club, killed in a plane crash. And in Chattogram, Bangladesh whitewashed West Indies in last ODI of 3-match series, defeating them by 120 runs. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Mashrufa Hussain, welcoming you to News at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Centre. Those were the headlines, and now moving on to the details. The Cabinet gave final approval to the draft of the Bangladesh Tour Operators and Tour Guides Registration and Control Act 2021 to bring the tour operators under regulation for conducting tour operations in a well-planned way for further development of the tourism industry. In a weekly meeting held at the Jatiyo সংসদ Bhavan's Cabinet Room with Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in the chair today. In accordance with the proposed law, a touring company will have to obtain a license. No company will be allowed to arrange tours without having registration, and the interest of the tourists will be protected once the Act is passed. Proposed law also has a provision of handing over the registration to another tour operator in case of death, physical and financial incapability. The Cabinet also approved in principle the Boilers Act 2021, after modifying the existing law of 1923, mainly to ensure producing and importing standard boilers alongside making sure safety in the mills and industries. Besides, the Cabinet approved both the Bangla and English version of the Shipbuilding Industry Development Policy 2021, aimed at giving it the policy support, as there is a scope to earn $4 billion by 2025, which is now $1 billion. The Cabinet approved a proposal to reform the committee formed on February 9 in 2015 to formulate the Public Corporation Management Coordination Act, aimed at operating all the government corporations under a board. The meeting also informed the Cabinet of the government measures relating to increasing pension benefits of the government employees from 2009, reformation of the pension system and its automation. After the meeting, Cabinet Secretary Khondokar Anwarul Islam briefed the newsmen at the Secretariat. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has alleged that the global adaptation actions are far from keeping pace with the scale of devastation due to lack of finance and political will. The Prime Minister made the allegation while addressing the 2-day online International Climate Adaptation Summit 2021 today. The Netherlands hosted the summit to accelerate, innovate and scale up the world's efforts in adapting to the inevitable effects of climate change. In her pre-recorded speech, the Prime Minister laid importance of being united with global adaptation actions to face the adverse impact of the climate change. She mentioned that adapting to the damage already done is as important as the process of reducing future losses and damages. In this regard, the Prime Minister stressed the need for unity, saying the recent experience of the world community on COVID-19 has proved the importance of being united and acting on time to face any global crisis.
Bangladesh is often referred to as the ground zero for climate change adverse impacts. Adapting to the damage already done is as important as the process of reducing future losses and damage. But global adaptation actions are far from keeping faced with the scale of devastation due to the lack of finance and political will. The COVID-19 has proved the importance of being united and acting on time. Bangladesh has emerged as a global leader on locally led adaptation measures, and with the support of the Netherlands, we have developed the
will attend the program virtually. A total of 20 people will be vaccinated at the opening day. This was disclosed at a meeting held at the Prime Minister's office. Today, Prime Minister's Principal Secretary Dr. Ahmed Kaikos said the government is procuring corona vaccines at the lowest price compared to any market outside India. He said 20 lakh doses has already reached in the country as a gift from Indian government. Contract had already been signed for additional 3 crore doses of corona vaccines, Dr. Ahmed Kaikos added. State Minister for ICT Zunaid Ahmed Polok said citizens can register by visiting Surokkha website for getting corona vaccine. The address of the mobile app is www.surokkha.gov.bd. He said one mobile number can be used for one person's registration. Director General of the Health Directorate, Professor Dr. Abul Bashar Mohammad Khurshid Alam said vaccination will be started at 5 hospitals in Dhaka from January 28th. Later, people can get corona vaccine at 7,344 hospitals across the country from February 8 onwards. He said at the primary stage, pregnant women, children under 18 years, diabetic patients, the corona-affected people and the serious patients who are getting treatment at hospital will not be given corona vaccine. Secretary to the Prime Minister's Office Tofazul Hussain Mia, Senior Secretary to the ICT Division NM Ziaul Alam and Secretary to the Health Services Division Abdul Mannan amongst others were present at the press conference. The Bangladesh Travel Agency Registration and Control Amendment Bill 2021 has been passed in the Jatiya সংসদ today. State Minister for Civil Aviation and Tourism Mohammad Mahbub Ali placed the bill in the House and it was passed unanimously. The session began in the morning with Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhry in the chair. The State Minister for Civil Aviation and Tourism told the House that the Bangladesh Biman had turned into a den of looting during the regime of the BNP. He went on to add that the BNP was the father of corruption for Biman. Later, a general discussion began on Thanksgiving motion on the President's address in the House. Deputy Speaker Fazle Rabbi Mia also presided over today's Jatiya সংসদ session. Saudi Ambassador to Bangladesh Isa bin Yusuf Al Dahilan made a courtesy call on Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhry at her সংসদ Bhavan office in Dhaka today. During the call-on, different bilateral issues, including the parliamentary affairs, economic development, global situation arising out of the COVID-19 and immigration came up for discussion. Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhry informed the Saudi ambassador that Bangladesh has taken appropriate training programs to send a larger amount of skilled workers to the United Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The speaker also sought the cooperation of Saudi Arabia in resolving the Rohingya issue with Myanmar. Saudi ambassador Isa bin Yusuf Al Dahilan stressed on forming a parliamentary Moitri group of the two countries to work together on matters of various global issues. The election campaign of Chattogram City Corporation election is going to end at midnight today. Mayoral and councillor candidates are busy in the last-moment campaign. They are seeking votes of the people from door to door in the port city. Supporters and activists of the candidates are chanting slogans at every ward's road in support of their candidates. Every ward in the city is flooded with electoral posters. Film actors, actresses and cultural personalities are also campaigning on behalf of mayoral candidates. Chattogram District President of Bangabandhu Sanskritik Jot, Advocate Professor Kamrun Nahar Begum, took part in the election campaign. A total of 236, including 7 mayoral candidates, are contesting in the Chattogram City Corporation polls. Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir has said the government will not do any kind of interference in the Chattogram City Corporation elections. He said the government will assist the Election Commission to hold Chattogram City Corporation polls in a free and neutral manner. Obaidul Qadir made the assurance while briefing media through video conference from his official residence in the capital this morning. He said it is not the government, rather people is terrified with fear by the programs of BNP. Obaidul Qadir also termed BNP as the father of the politics of revenge.
জনস্বার্থে যদি আন্দোলন হয়, কর্মসূচি যদি শান্তিপূর্ণ হয়, তাতে সরকার বাধা না দিয়ে বরং সহযোগিতা করবে। কিন্তু কর্মসূচির নামে শান্তি ও স্বস্তি বিনষ্ট করলে, সহিংসতা ছড়ালে সরকার জনগণের জানমাল রক্ষা নীরবে বসে থাকতে পারে না। বিএনপির কর্মসূচি দেখলে সরকার নয়, জনগণ ভয়ে আতঙ্কিত হয়। আর জনগণের জানমাল রক্ষা তৎপর থাকে আইন শৃঙ্খলা রক্ষাকারী বাহিনী। কারণ বিএনপির সন্ত্রাস নির্ভর আন্দোলন জনগণকে অশান্তি আর ভোগান্তি ছাড়া আর কিছুই দিতে পারেনি। আমি বাংলাদেশ আওয়ামী লীগ ও সহযোগী সংগঠনের নেতা কর্মীদের ক্ষমতা দাপট না দেখিয়ে জনমানুষের সেবায় নিবেদিত প্রাণ হওয়ার আহ্বান জানাচ্ছি। রাজনীতিতে ত্যাগ যত বেশি, অর্জনও হয় তত বেশি। দেশের উন্নয়নে দেশরত্ন শেখ হাসিনার নেতৃত্বে সমৃদ্ধ বাংলাদেশ বিনির্মাণের অবিরাম লড়াই আমাদের চালিয়ে যেতেই হবে। চট্টগ্রাম সিটি কর্পোরেশন নির্বাচনে সরকার কোনো ধরনের হস্তক্ষেপ করবে না। চট্টগ্রামের জনগণ যাকে খুশি ভোট দেবেন। অবাধ ও নিরপেক্ষ নির্বাচন অনুষ্ঠানে স্বাধীন ও কর্তৃত্বপূর্ণ ভূমিকা পালনে নির্বাচন কমিশনকে সরকার সম্পূর্ণ সহযোগিতা দেবে।
Information Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood has said the BNP is deceiving people by giving misleading speeches on different issues, including the coronavirus vaccines. He was briefing journalists on contemporary issues at his Secretariat office today. The Information Minister called on BNP not to mislead people.
দৈব দুর্বিপাক হয়, তখনই বিএনপি তার মিত্ররা এবং একটি স্বার্থান্বেষী মহল সবসময় অপপ্রচারে লিপ্ত হয় এবং জনগণকে বিভ্রান্ত করার অপচেষ্টা চালায়। তারা আশা করেছিল এই করোনা মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী আওয়ামী লীগ সরকার সঠিকভাবে মোকাবেলা করতে পারবে না। কিন্তু মোকাবেলা আমরা যেভাবে করেছি সেটি আজকে বিশ্ব কর্তৃক স্বীকৃত এবং প্রশংসিত। গতকাল মির্জা ফখরুল ইসলাম আলমগীর সাহেব যে বক্তব্য দিয়েছেন যে এই টিকার উপর নাকি তাদের আস্থা নাই, এই টিকার উপর পুরো পৃথিবী আস্থা স্থাপন করেছে। আর মির্জা ফখরুল ইসলাম আলমগীর সাহেবের তিনি জনগণকে বিভ্রান্ত করার উদ্দেশ্যে বলেছেন এই টিকার উপর জনগণের আস্থা নাই। তিনি আরো বালখিলের প্রলাপের মতো তিনি বলেছেন এই টিকা প্রথমে প্রধানমন্ত্রীকে দেওয়া হোক। আমার সন্দেহ হচ্ছে মানুষ বুড়ো হয়ে গেলে একটা রোগ হয়, সেই রোগ হচ্ছে ডিমেনশিয়া, অর্থাৎ আবুল তাবুল বলে। এই রোগটা শুধু মানুষের হয় তা নয়, এটি মানব গোত্রীয় অন্যান্য প্রাণী যেমন বানর হনুমানেরও হয়। তো এবং বানর হনুমানও যখন বুড়ো হয়ে যায় তখন এই ডিমেনশিয়া আক্রান্ত হলে তারাও উল্টাপাল্টা অনেক কাজ করতে থাকে, উল্টাপাল্টা চিৎকার করতে থাকে। তো মানুষের হলেও মানুষ বুড়ো বয়সে অপ্রাসঙ্গিক অবান্তর নানা ধরনের কথা বলে। আমার সন্দেহ হচ্ছে মির্জা ফখরুল ইসলাম আলমগীর সাহেবের এই ডিমেনশিয়া রোগ হয়েছে কিনা। না হয় তিনি যেভাবে কালকে ইয়ার্কি করার মতো কথা বলেছেন, এটি একজন দায়িত্বশীল নেতার মুখ থেকে এই ধরনের বক্তব্য কখনো আশা করা যায় না।
State Minister for Information Dr. Murad Hassan was present. Viewers, now we will go for a short break. Welcome back to News at 10. International news. 5 members of Brazilian soccer club Palmas were killed in a plane crash on Sunday morning. A small plane that was carrying 4 players and the team president crashed while taking off ahead of a Brazilian Cup match. President Lucas Meira, along with players Lucas Praxedis, Guilherme Raniul and Marcos Molinari, were killed in the accident. The pilot of the plane was also killed. Now news on sports. Bangladesh whitewashed West Indies in the 3-match ODI series, beating the visiting team by 120 runs in the third and last match in Chattogram today. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina congratulated the players, coaches, managers and officials of Bangladesh team for their series win against the Windies. Winning the toss, the Windies sent Bangladesh to bat first at Zohur Ahmed Chaudhry Stadium. The hosts scored 297 runs for 6 in their stipulated 50 overs. Skipper Tamim Iqbal scored 64 runs, while Mushfiqur Rahim scored 64. Mahmudullah was unbeaten on 64 and Shakib Al Hassan scored 51 runs for the Tigers. In reply, West Indies were all out on 177 runs in 44 overs, 2 balls. Mohammad Saifuddin bagged 3 wickets, while Mustafizur Rahman and Mehdi Hassan Miraj took 2 wickets each for Bangladesh. Mushfiqur Rahim was adjudged man of the match, while Shakib Al Hassan was adjudged player of the series. And now to end the bulletin, a repeat of the top stories. Cabinet approves draft of Shipbuilding Industry Development Policy 2021 with the objective of increasing ship export revenue. 50 lakh doses of Oxford corona vaccine purchased from Serum Institute of India arrived in the country. Vaccination program starts on January 27. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina will inaugurate. Bangladesh Travel Agency Registration and Control Amendment Bill 2021 passed in the Parliament. Election campaign for Chattogram City Corporation ends at midnight today. Government in no way will interfere in the elections, says Obaidul Qadir. BNP cheats on people by making misleading statements on different issues, including corona vaccine. Commons Information Minister Hassan Mahmoud. 4 people, including President of Brazil's Palmas Football Club, killed in a plane crash. And in Chattogram, Bangladesh whitewashed West Indies in last ODI of 3-match series, defeating them by 120 runs. And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you.